Welcome to the channel. I'm Ali and this is my beautiful little dog Lana, and this video is from a recent camping trip that we had on the west coast. We had a great time catching fish and we cooked a few of them on the barbecue as well. We were also lucky enough to see some amazing wildlife while we were away. We seen a sea otter, and something that I've never seen before was some newts that we spotted in a stream that was on the walk to the camping and fishing spot. That's where we started, over at the trees, over the hills there. I think we're about halfway now. Almost down to the water now. We've still got to walk along a wee bit though. Well, that was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I've just had to climb down this big hill and it's almost like a cliff. Oh, you can see there, that bit is a cliff, and there was a tiny little bit way we were able to zigzag down through it there. But we're here. By the time we found some flat ground to set up camp, it was getting quite late and we didn't really have any time to do any exploring. I did put up the drone though to check out some of the coastline and look for some fishing spots for the next day. After a short flight, we set up the tents before it got too dark. We weren't really planning on having a fire, but since we had an offshore breeze, we thought it was safe enough to get one going, even though it was pretty dry. The next day, we woke up to an absolutely beautiful morning. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I knew that this was going to be a nice spot, but I didn't really expect it to be as beautiful as this. We were also lucky enough to spot an otter working his way along the shoreline, hunting for his breakfast. My friend Rory volunteered to cook breakfast, so I headed down to the rocks to see if I could get the first fish of the trip. We've got wee metal lure on. Gonna have a few casts with this. There's a fish. There we go. First pollock of the trip. Easy mate, easy. Pretty wee fish. We'll get him back in. It's always great to get the first fish of the trip. After putting the fish back in, I headed back over to camp, for a delicious breakfast of haggis.
And a box of sausages.
An old house. This looks pretty good. Oh, he's liftable. There we go. Rory's first fish. I'll let you do well. About the same as mine.
Good job, guy.
Quick! Nice! That's a proper fish, that.
That's a beauty.
Right, come back in.
Oh, got away.
That was a good fish. You've got to keep feeding the good luck charm. Bully him, bully him.
I've got him.
Just pull up, 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 up. Good fish. We had about half a mile of amazing coastline to explore and fish. So every hour or so, I moved along the coast a little bit to try somewhere new. Rory got a few mackerel at that spot. I've not had anything there, so I'm just walking up to the next corner to have a wee look and see what it's like. Just noticed I'm being followed. Come on then, pal. You were supposed to wait. There's Rory on the top of the rocks there. I just came along about 100 yards. I couldn't get any fish along there. The change of location worked out well this time, and I got 2 fish here in the first 5 minutes. There's a fish. Feels quite mackerel-y. Hopefully it is. Ah, no! I wanted that to be my first mackerel of the year, but it's just a tiny little pollock. I can't. Well, that's the first one I've had for about an hour, maybe a wee bit longer. That's a better one. Just hooked in the side. Felt a lot bigger than that. Good to get another couple of fish though. All the birds diving out there. I was starting to get quite hungry, so I headed back along to camp for lunch. Rory had been catching mackerel all morning, but I hadn't managed to catch one yet. So I was really glad that Rory had managed to catch some, and I was able to have one for my lunch. I always forget at least one thing when I go camping, and this time it was cutlery and plates. So I ended up using a tent peg to flip the fish on the grill. I might have forgot the plates and cutlery, but at least I remembered the salt, pepper and a lemon as well. So the fish turned out absolutely great. It's going to be good. Good. I've finished lunch, so back to fishing. The fishing was a lot tougher in the afternoon, and it took me a couple of hours to catch the first fish, and it came on a bait rod. This is a dogfish, and it's one of the most common kinds of fish on the west coast of Scotland. But I always enjoy catching them. They're such a cool looking fish. And not long after that, I finally managed to catch my first mackerel. I've lost my last 3 or 4 fish, apart from that dogfish. There we go. My first mackerel of the year. Just in time for dinner. Oh, he wasn't getting off. All 3 hooks. I absolutely love barbecued mackerel, and it tastes even better when you've got it yourself. Delicious. Unfortunately, we only had enough time to stay and fish for one day. But I'm definitely going to come back up here and spend a couple of nights and days fishing more of this coast and hopefully getting some even bigger fish. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers.